I agree with the decision tonight. I was a little hesitant coming into the meeting. I thought that asking for resignation might have been a bit of an overreaction, but after hearing the opinions of some of the council members, it became clear that this was one in a series of incidents in which particularly Blake Fredrick made some questionable decisions and seemed to be acting unilaterally as opposed to with respect to the rest of the council. And I think that they probably had good intentions, and I don't think that anyone was disagreeing that there are some problems with tuition and that it's something that we need to be concerned about. And I don't think that it's wrong of them to try and draw media attention and try and get the public involved in that. But the way that they went about it was pretty deceitful. And I think that, like, given their actions in the past and given the bridges that have been burnt now between the provincial government and even the municipal government and the AMS, it had to be done in order to gain back some of our credibility.
Do you think that Dvorak and Rebane should somehow be reprimanded for their oversight?
I agree with Crystal Hahn when she said that if we were going to punish them to try and teach a lesson, it would be redundant. It's a lesson that's already been learned. I hope that this will make everyone on the council may be more aware of their actions and the consequences of those actions, but I think that they did themselves a very good service by showing up here and acknowledging what they had done and being apologetic for it, and that it would have been nice to see Blake and Tim do the same thing.
And do you agree with the council's decision to ask for the resignation of Tim Chu and Blake Fredrickson?
Absolutely.
All right.
Why?
For all the reasons that were just brought up in the past 3.5 hours.
Fair enough.
They acted on their own agenda. They're not representative of the student population. That kind of thing. They went behind everyone's backs and didn't follow proper process.
So my thoughts tonight. It kind of went the way I expected it to go. I mean, I've heard from counselors that they were outraged. I've heard from a lot of random people that they're outraged. I've had a lot of council alumni contact me independently and give me, like, documents and things like that. So at the end of the day, it's not very surprising.
Do you think Dvorak and Rebane should somehow be reprimanded for their oversight?
At the end of the day, like, the system does rely on a degree of trust. I was the VP academic last year before Johannes, and I'm a bit of an anal guy. I did spend like an extra couple of minutes on every single new contract just to make sure it went through due process, and you do notice some kinks in the system from time to time, but there is a system before that where the people are supposed to check it prior to, and there's a good faith reliance there. In this situation, that kind of good faith, although probably not technically abused, was kind of conventionally abused, and so I think that kind of undermined the system of trust involved, and that should probably be looked at.
Do you think that Tom Dvorak and Johannes Rebane should some way be reprimanded for their oversight?
I don't think so. Like, they deal with a lot of checks. Like, a lot of them just need to be rubber stamped, so I can see how this kind of thing slipped through. That being said, I'm pretty sure they're not going to screw up again. They didn't willfully go around the AMS procedures like Blake and Tim Chu did. So.
Do you think that Blake and Tim will resign?
I'm not sure.
So what was your opinion of the proceedings tonight, specifically with the motion passed for the resignation of Blake and Tim?
Well, more or less, I think it's a sham of democracy, and I'm really looking forward to the UN invading as per Blake's request. I think it's high time that we are liberated from our oppressive monarch.
And do you think that Tom Dvorak and Johannes Rebane should somehow be reprimanded for their oversight?
No, they were just pawns in a larger game. I don't think it's their fault.
All right. Thank you.